Throw your wrist up at the every score. Let them know you rapping for Shedeur. I say again, throw your wrist up at the every score. Let them know you rapping for Shedeur. Throw your wrist up at the every score. Let them know you rapping for Shedeur. I say again, throw your wrist up at the every score. Let them know you rapping for Shedeur.
What up, what up, what up? What up? I'm your host, Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Whenever you get in, I want you to fit in and do me a favor. Be engaging. Drop your comments down in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. Let me know who your favorite sports teams are. NFL, NBA, WNBA, college. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. My thumbnail said nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you despite the despise, despite the animosity, despite the hate. Hate is such a strong word. Hate is such a strong word. But despite it all, I want this episode to show life, give encouragement, give hope on this Monday. I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. So whenever you watch this live feed, the ask is that you do me a favor, you drop your comments down in here, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, all are welcome. Drop your comments. Let me know what city you're watching from. The chat is open. Feel free. Like I said, good, bad, or indifferent, drop your chats down in here. And then we're going to get this thing started here in just a second. Like I said, I want to spread positivity, encouragement, and hope. You know, so many of us in our lives and the things that consumes our lives has us feeling dismayed, feeling discouraged. Sometimes even has us often feeling defeated. But no matter what we go through in life, somebody always has it worse off than us. And then when we are brought that to our attention in our lives, then we realize, you know what? They got it far off better than me. And yet, look at how I'm acting in my little struggle, in my storm. So I want to share this with you before we get started here.
From just being consumed with this? Are you watching different movies?
Honestly, I met 3 girls under the age of 21 with terminal cancer. And I thought I was helping them by talking to them, and they were helping me. And so having an understanding about what life is really all about and watching a girl dying and smiling and enjoying her life, that's what it's really all about, and having that faith. You know, the other thing is you always hear people, give glory to God and say thank you when they're holding a trophy. But you never really hear it in times like this. And so for me, it's an opportunity to just sit right where I'm at and just be faithful. That's what it's about.
If y'all don't know who that is the Boston Celtics head coach, Joe Mazzulla. Boston Celtics head coach, Joe Mazzulla. And he was stating there, and I'm going to let it start over again, but he was stating there that he was going to try to give a person hope that was battling cancer. And yet when he went in there and talked to them, he saw their spirit and how it made him look at things differently. And that's what I opened up with. No matter what we got going on in our lives, you know, somebody always has it worse off than us. You know, we complain about the car we drive. We complain about the roof that we have over our head often at times. We complain about the meal that we have to eat, but there are people that are homeless out in the street that don't have a roof over their head. There are people that are living in shelters who don't know where their next meal is coming from. So, but what we heard Joe Mazzulla say, the head coach for the Boston Celtics, is when he went in there to try to be an inspiration to somebody who was dealing with cancer, seeing their spirit gave him an inspiration. And I just wanted to open up with this and play it one more time.
48 hours to keep yourself away from just being consumed with this? Are you watching different movies?
Honestly, I met 3 girls under the age of 21 with terminal cancer. And I thought I was helping them by talking to them, and they were helping me. And so having an understanding about what life is really all about and watching a girl dying and smiling and enjoying her life, that's what it's really all about, and having that faith. You know, the other thing is you always hear people, give glory to God and say thank you when they're holding a trophy. But you never really hear it in times like this. And so for me, it's an opportunity to just sit right where I'm at and just be faithful. That's what it's about.
So I just wanted to share that with you all in opening up. You know, somebody always has it worse off than what we do. And the thumbnail that I put out there for everybody on YouTube is nothing but love despite the hate. Before I get into any latest and greatest on what's going on in Shedeur Sanders' world, I just want to share positivity. We're in Black History Month, and I want to just share some love despite what Michael Vick may have done in his past when he was incarcerated with the dog fighting that occurred. He changed his life around, and he's being honored. And he's just one of the people that I want to give show. And it says, celebrating Black History Month, Michael Vick, first-time All-American, 1999, Big East Offensive Player of the Year, College Football Hall of Fame, which he just was entered into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2025. Great achievement for him. Virginia Tech Sports Hall of Fame, that's where he played college ball at. 2001, he was the #1 pick in the NFL draft in 2001. In 2010, he was the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler, and his career rushing yards per carry was 7 yards. You know, Michael Vick was a bad man. He was a bad man, y'all. A very bad man. I mean bad on that field. That's what I mean when I say a bad man. So I just want to give him his kudos. He's being honored. And then this is my one of my favorites. Well, right now she's an active college football player, Miss Dawn Staley, with them South Carolina Gamecocks. Man, it was a beautiful game this weekend. I tapped into it. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather here, but I needed to press on and do this live feed. LSU played South Carolina. That game went down to the wire, y'all. That was a really good game. It was a really good game. You know, I didn't know during the time when I was watching the game is that Dawn Staley was going for her 500 career win. And it says, in a win over LSU, Dawn Staley earned her 500 career victory, becoming the 4th leading coach to reach 500 in career wins in the SEC. That's a beautiful thing, y'all. Beautiful thing. And I got the little clip here when Dawn Staley game was closing out. So that fist pump up. Well deserved. She's one of the greatest head basketball coaches in the WNBA. Love what she's doing. You know, with her being an African-American sister, I love what she's doing. I love what she's doing. And like I said, they played LSU over the weekend. They pulled the game out. I watched it. Let's see that celebration fist pump at the end of the game. Her getting her 500 win. So, yeah, Dawn Staley did her team. Dawn Staley did her thing. So, I'm trying to get to this other content here before I speak on Shedeur here. Now, this season coming up, before Deshaun Watson got injured, before he had his 2 Achilles tears, and before he messed his shoulder up and had to get surgery, Deshaun Watson was a bad man, y'all. You know, those of us who support Shedeur Sanders, if Deshaun is 60 to 70% of what he used to be, it's going to be a battle. You know, a lot of us may not want to see Deshaun get that BQB1, but Shedeur can't take him lightly. Deshaun, he posted actually last week, he actually got out a video before Shedeur, which kind of shocked me. He got a video out last week before Shedeur. You know, people want to say he doesn't have his mobility, he doesn't have that arm strength no more. But the last 3 weeks of the season, he got cleared to play back on the practice squad. You know, Mary Kay Cabot, the beat writer for the Cleveland Browns, tried to put out the narrative that during scout team reps the last 3 weeks of the year that Deshaun looked like the best quarterback out there. They ain't got Kevin Stefanski. I'm talking about Mary Kay Cabot. I'm talking about Tony Grossi. I'm talking about Jason Lloyd. Those are all the ones that speak derogatory false narratives towards Shedeur. You know, Mary Kay flip-flops. Whichever way the wind is blowing, she flip-flops. And I'm going to allow you to hear what she had to say just yesterday, which blew my mind. Is like I feel like the Cleveland media has came out and told both Grossi and Mary Kay, you need to switch the narrative and start speaking positively about Shedeur, but we'll see. But I'm going to definitely let you listen to what Mary Kay had to say. It just blew my mind. But Deshaun did a Shedeur thing, and he posted this video off first, him working out. That was last week. I don't know where he was at, but that's that good weather there. I know he wasn't in Cleveland. But like I said, my thumbnail says nothing but love for you despite the hate. So all I will do is speak positive things on what's going on. I'm also going to give a comparison of Peyton Manning's first year compared to Shedeur. And there may be a lot of people that don't care for Shedeur and say, how are you trying to compare Peyton Manning to Shedeur? Well, you know what? I wasn't even going to go into this first, but I'm going to go ahead and go there. I'm going to go there, y'all. I'm going to go here. So as you can see, this is Peyton Manning's first year. I want to give shouts out to Hoba76 over here on X. It says Peyton Manning was drafted first overall in 1988's NFL draft. He received all the starting reps in OTA. He received all the starting reps in training camp. He received all the starting reps during the season. He played with Marshall Faulk, Marvin Harrison, and Marcus Pollard as rookies. All of them, as you know, Marshall Faulk, a career Hall of Famer. Harrison is a candidate to be in the Hall of Fame. Marcus Pollard, outstanding running back. But here are the stats for Peyton Manning in his first 7 games. You know, like I said, I want to speak positive. I'm speaking positive today and no negative against Shedeur. I'm not going to speak negative against anybody who I bring up on this live feed. But in 7 games, look at this, y'all. When Peyton Manning first started out, his record was 2-5. He threw for 1,595 yards passing. He had a 55% completion rate. He had 8 TDs and 14 interceptions. There's a receipt there, y'all. I'm not talking negative about Peyton, but he was a rookie. All rookies need developed. And as we know, Peyton Manning is a Hall of Fame quarterback. But this is how he started out in his first year. But yet, the media wants to spin negative narrative, say that QB, what's up, Selmo? Want to say that Shedeur Sanders is not no QB. Want to say he doesn't even belong in the NFL, saying he's the worst quarterback ever. Well, if Shedeur Sanders is the worst quarterback ever, I'm about to show you how Shedeur Sanders' rookie stats rates was better than Peyton Manning. Let's look at him. Shedeur Sanders was drafted in the 5th round. He worked out with free agents and OTAs. He threw balls to equipment managers during training camp. He worked out with free agents during the season. He received his first starter reps 3 practice days to the start of his first game. Y'all hear that? He didn't get no first-team reps until 3 days before his first start. He played with Dylan Sampson, dropped the ball Jerry Jeudy. You know what? I got to take that back. I said I wasn't going to talk negatively against anybody. And then practice squad, tight end Sal Cannella. When all the other tight ends got in it, Njoku, David Njoku, and Harold Fanning got hurt. Practice squad, they got pulled up from the practice squad. Sal Cannella came into the game. Shedeur's record in 7 starts, 1-3, lost 4, 1,400 passing yards. He had a higher completion rating. If you remember, Peyton Manning's completion rating was 55%. Shedeur's 57%. He edged him out at the line. He threw 7 TDs and he threw 10 interceptions. How many interceptions did Peyton Manning throw? Let's go back. Peyton Manning doubled Shedeur's interceptions. Well, no, he didn't double them. He had 14. But I just wanted to let y'all, your eyes can't lie to you. Your eyes won't deceive you. I just wanted to show you that. And it says here, 7 TDs, 10 completions. Thank God that there was no social media during Peyton Manning's year. Because after 7 starts, y'all would have been telling the Colts to send that bomb to the Canadian Football League. Crazy there. Had Peyton Manning under similar circumstances that has the same as a third-string quarterback. Actually, he was 4th-string, because initially you had Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. All of them was before him. But the word tells us the first will be last and the last will be first. All of us who can stay faithful and diligent and disciplined, he will always elevate us as long as we stay faithful to him. But yeah, it's just crazy. And then the last thing I want to say on this comparison is, it says the lesson learned: never judge an NFL quarterback after 7 starts. My man G. Bush on the barbershop, he went 10 toes down. He pulled out the M60 gun. Who pulled out the howitzer today. They just went stupid crazy on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Jay and Adam the Bull. I don't know if y'all saw that. They had G. Bush in the middle. They tried to double team him. They tried to not allow him to talk. But G. Bush let him have it. G. Bush the barbershop. If y'all ain't tapped into his YouTube channel, you want to get educated, he breaks it down from A to Z, y'all. And he says this very same thing in his first part of this sentence. Lesson: never judge an NFL rookie quarterback after 7 starts. The greats will show flashes, but it takes time, practice reps, and a head coach that actually wants to invest and develop to reach their full potential. So I think the Cleveland got a new coach here that's going to allow Todd Monken to assist Shedeur Sanders do his thing, y'all. I really do. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think the new head coach for the Cleveland Browns, the chat's open. Do you think Todd Monken's going to do right by Shedeur? Kevin Stefanski's gone. Do you think Todd Monken, the coach, is going to give him a real opportunity? My next question for y'all is, do you think Deshaun Watson is going to come back anywhere to his old form and beat out Shedeur to be QB1? I don't want to see that. Hey, but before Shedeur hit the scene in college, I like Deshaun Watson. So I ain't going to say my heart is torn because it ain't, because I want Shedeur to rock out and get it all together. But we have 2 African-American brothers out here competing for this job and may the best man win. That's all I got to say about that. May the best man win. I just wanted to show y'all that comparison, on how they bash Shedeur Sanders, but then we pull up the stats on Kevin Stefanski. I mean, not Kevin. We pulled up the stats on Peyton Manning, and he had a similar start. He had a similar start to Shedeur Sanders. And as we all know, Peyton Manning ended up being a Hall of Famer. I'm not trying to say Shedeur's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'll send the prayers up to the Most High and hope he get him. But anybody that invest in their quarterback, give them the supporting players that they need, develops them, I think Shedeur is going to be in this league for quite some time. Now, y'all got to listen to this. This is Mary Kay Cabot, y'all. She did a flip. Like I said, I'm thinking Andrew Berry and the Cleveland media team don't told Mary Kay and Tony Grossi, y'all got to change the narrative on Shedeur. Wrist up. Listen to this, y'all.
The it factor when he's looking for traits in a quarterback. And I think that's one thing that Shedeur established last year. And of course, he did that in college too. But even at this level, I think he showed that he has the it factor, that he gets in the zone when the game is on the line, and he's aggressive and he's accurate and he's tough. The very first time that he got out on the field and he was playing against the Baltimore Ravens, and it did not start out well at all. He had to get the jitters out and the butterflies out. But on that final drive, he took them down there. He hit Harold Fannin on a really nice pass over the middle. And then he put the ball in the hands of Gage Larvadain. And he put the ball right in his hands, and it got broken up. But had that been caught, they're winning that football game. So no matter what happened before, he did exactly what he needed to do to win the game in his very first time out, never having had a snap with the first team before. Same thing happened against the Tennessee Titans. When push came to shove on that final drive, he takes them right down there, and he has an opportunity to tie that football game, but they took him off the field for that 2-point play in the end, and it kind of got screwed up. It just did not go well, and you had your hot-handed quarterback off the field on that play. And then...
So, I had to let y'all hear that. That's Mary Kay Cabot, the flip-flopper, been a Browns beat reporter for years. She changed the tune 360, giving Shedeur Sanders his flowers. It blew me away when I heard it. I had to go back, rewind it, put it on my voice recorder. And here I want to give y'all is the negative narrative out of Cleveland is changing slowly but surely. Because when Kevin Stefanski was the head coach, like I said, I'm not speaking negative on nobody today. But when Kevin Stefanski was the head coach, none of the players was backing up supporting Shedeur Sanders outwardly. Not really. Not like they're going now. But now that Stefanski's gone, it's like somebody popped off the beer cap on a bottle of beer. We got Shelby Harris that came out telling everybody how the lies and the narrative's been going on about Shedeur. We got the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, down there during Pro Bowl week and the NFL honors, saying how they're looking at Shedeur being the guy. And Kevin Stefanski said, I don't think we hear any of this. And then recently, we just had Kushan Junkins came out and spoke highly of Shedeur. But let me give you Shelby Harris before I let you hear what Q said, if I can find it real quick.
About something they don't even know about. You know, he's a great kid in the locker room. And yes, he's young, but we all were at one point. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing is he's going to make mistakes. He's not going to be perfect. but we want to be there with arms wide open to help him succeed. And I feel like the narrative about him is so wrong. He's bright. He's so intelligent. He's vocal. Isn't that what you want? Yeah. You want somebody that's going to tell you when you're doing something wrong. Yeah. You want somebody that's going to correct you and also be there for you when you mess up. Yeah. And that's what makes, he has these special traits, and that's what makes him different.
So that's, again, like I said, when Kevin Stefanski was there, nobody was, it was quiet as a church mouse. But there was also this clip that I said on another person's live feed, and I'm bringing it back up here. It's during the Pro Bowl. Is, you know, everybody in the media always wants to spread negativeness and false narratives. But like I said, I'm staying positive on this feed. But during the this didn't go viral, and this was the commissioner that was at the Pro Bowl talking to Shedeur. You know, well-off media, Deion Sanders Jr., a.k.a. Bucky. This is him filming this. When during the live feed of the Pro Bowl, you can actually, you know, you can actually hear what the commissioner was saying to Shedeur. And basically, you know, he was telling him he belonged. But the content creators can mute the voice and things. But I just want to show you, nobody's has not shown where the commissioner was talking one-on-one to Shedeur. And I just wanted to show this to y'all. You know, I think the NFL has taken their neck off the Sanders family. And for a good reason. Because if the Sanders succeed in the NFL succeeds. Because they are a marketing gold mine. And for those of you who don't know, back at Jackson State, when Coach Prime was teaching there, the commissioner, one of his family members, young men, was playing at Jackson State. So the commissioner has a relationship with the Sanders family. But, you know, people want to talk about, oh, Shedeur threw an interception and you know, he's still throwing interceptions even when he got invited to the Pro Bowl. But yet, they don't say that Jamar Chase let the ball go through his hands, and that's how that interception got caught. Matter of fact, Jamar Chase dropped 4 balls during the Pro Bowl. Yes, the Jamar Chase that plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, that bad man. Joe Burrow got an interception. Joe Flacco got an interception. And yes, Shedeur got an interception because Jamar Chase dropped the ball. I'm spitting out true facts there, y'all. I'm spitting out true facts. Let me know who your NFL team is. Let me know who you're rocking with. So let me let you listen to Q here. You know, yes, the Shedeur Sanders threw Q a ball, and Kushawn Jenkins got injured, but they have become closer since Kushawn Jenkins got that injury. You know, that last game of the season, Shedeur stated in his media press conference how he was feeling bad, how Q got hurt because of the ball that he threw to him, and he got injured from the defensive player, and how it had him feeling down. And then he shared. Sometimes I think Shedeur shares too much with the media because he spoke how Q came to his house and lifted his spirits up and told him, you know, you got to press on, you got to keep your head up, you got to keep on moving on. So let's listen to how Q speaks so positively about his teammate.
QB1.
Man, it's fun. Shedeur, you know, he's a great talent. Also, he's got a good personality. He's fun to be around. Me and him are very attentive to detail and practice.
Nice.
Also, you know, we got personalities. We
Yeah.
spend a lot of time outside of the building, so being with him is cool.
What's he like in the locker room? Is he a leader?
Yeah, I think, you know, to be a quarterback one of any team, you have to have that locker room and have a voice. So I think a lot of the guys believe in him, you know, and just having that relationship with each other, I think it means a lot too.
We'll play that one more time because this is going to lead into one more video feed on how the locker room wants Shedeur Sanders to be QB1.
having Shedeur as QB1?
Man, it's fun. Shedeur is, he's a great talent. Also, he's got a good personality. He's fun to be around. Me and him are very attentive to detail in practice.
Nice.
Also, we got personalities. We
Yeah.
spend a lot of time outside of the building, so being with him is cool.
What's he like in the locker room? Is he a leader?
Yeah, I think, to be a quarterback one of any team, you have to have that locker room and have a voice. So I think a lot of the guys believe in him, and just having that relationship with each other, I think it means a lot too.
So, like I said earlier, the teammates are now coming out and going 10 toes down for Shedeur Sanders. That's Keyshawn Junkins talking about Shedeur in the media. Cleveland Brown media is opening the floodgates. Myles Garrett speaking about Shedeur. Denzel Ward spoke highly of Shedeur. Defensive player, I played that video clip earlier, voice video. He's speaking about highly of Shedeur. Now let's listen to, this is up here, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show up here in Cleveland.
The most politically correct answer that you can give. You got to understand, though, you got to take it with a grain of salt because, one, you do live on two different worlds. Obviously defense is over here, offense is over here, so you don't know everything that goes into it. But you can tell that both guys really have a connection with Shedeur Sanders, and they do want Shedeur to get the job. They will be comfortable if Shedeur Sanders did get the job. But politically correct, they do want to see the competition because you never know what Deshaun Watson got.
And I ain't never seen the Browns do so many doggone interviews in their life, right? They done already had the conversation with them. Here's how this gonna work, guys. You're gonna be asked about Shedeur a lot. Here's how we gonna move with this thing. We're gonna be non-confrontational, non-committal. He has to earn it, but we already know what it is. We kind of know.
You think he's got the starting job?
I think when they go
crazy.
I think when they go jogging out there in OTAs,
he's going to be in the first
the first team quarterback.
Maybe, but I don't know that. I think that's far from a sure thing, guys.
You just asked me, I said on OTAs practice one, I do think he'll be the first quarterback out there.
Are you saying that they believe Shedeur is the starter, but they just don't want to say it because?
I think that they want Shedeur to be the starter.
Maybe want.
No.
I don't know what they want.
No, I know they believe
I don't know how you read any. Miles, maybe I could buy that reading into that. I don't know how you could believe.
Denzel, what? He's in a very good position if he just want to go get.
Y'all, I'm gonna start this over. I need y'all to drop y'all comments. Tell me what y'all think. Chat's open. Chat is open. This is the modern day sports soap opera, y'all. I tap into this every day just to get my Shedeur Sanders updates. This is hilarious.
Most politically correct answer that you can give. You got to understand, though, you got to take it with a grain of salt because, one, you do live on two different worlds. Obviously defense is over here, offense is over here, so you don't know everything that goes into it. But you can tell that both guys really have a connection with Shedeur Sanders, and they do want Shedeur to get the job. They will be comfortable if Shedeur Sanders did get the job. But politically correct, they do want to see the competition because you never know what Deshaun Watson got.
And I ain't never seen the Browns do so many doggone interviews in their life, right? They done already had the conversation with him. Here's how this gonna work, guys. You're gonna be asked about Shedeur a lot. Here's how we gonna move with this thing. We're gonna be non-confrontational, non-committal. He has to earn it, but we already know what it is. We kind of know.
You think he's got the starting job?
I think when they go
crazy.
I think when they go jogging out there in OTAs,
he's going to be in the
first team quarterback.
Maybe, but I don't know that. I think that's far from a sure thing, guys.
You just asked me, I said on OTAs practice one, I do think he'll be the first quarterback out there.
Are you saying that they believe Shedeur is the starter, but they just don't want to say it because?
I think that they want Shedeur to be the starter.
Maybe want.
No.
I don't know what they want.
No, I know they believe.
I don't know how you read any. Miles, maybe I could buy that reading into that. I don't know how you could believe.
Denzel, what? He's in a very good position if he just want to go get it.
He said, I don't take anything Denzel said
By the way,
as leading
he had a little smirk when he said it too.
Look, let me tell you how
when he said it too.
AG Bush. So like, yeah, how you feel about Shedeur Sanders?
I just don't understand how we could assume he'd be the guy.
Who Shedeur?
Yeah.
Have you heard Shelby Harris?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How could we assume that? Who would you assume?
No.
Who would you assume?
I can't assume anybody.
No, if you had to guess right now,
Tyvus.
On the first day of OTAs, who would you guess that would be the first quarterback?
I guess I would say him.
All right, then. So what are you talking about?
Wow. That's Adam the Bull, y'all. This is the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Comes on from 11 to 2 o'clock, I believe. If any of you want to tap into YouTube. Hey, what's up, Black Pearl? What's up? Let me read these comments here. Hey, Selmo, I did see your comment. I'm going to bring up Peyton Manning's second-year stats, and I'll have that on the next live feed. I do see it. Black Pearl says, Bull just wants it to be anybody but Shedeur. Yes, that is the narrative up there in Cleveland, anybody but Shedeur, but I don't know if you just got in. I played a little clip here where Mary Kay totally flipped the script. I'll play it one more time just so you can hear it. He has no real argument on why Shedeur would not be the first-team quarterback in the current OTAs. You're right. He has no real argument. And like I said, I think the Cleveland media, the ownership has spoken to the beat reporters, and this particular show, they got to have a negative and a positive on all the viewpoints. That their show's a debate, so they got to go good cop, bad cop here. But that Jason Lloyd, I don't care for him. I said I wasn't going to speak anything negative for him. And then Jay earlier today, it was just crazy. I got to clip that up and show that on another live feed because they tried to tag team G Bush, and he came out like WWE and put the smackdown on him. Hey, Black Pearl, I'm gonna let you listen to what Mary Kay said. I don't know if you heard this.
The it factor when he's looking for
talking about Shedeur
quarterback, and I think that's one thing that Shedeur established last year, and of course he did that in college too. But even at this level, I think he showed that he has the it factor, that he gets in the zone when the game is on the line, and he's aggressive and he's accurate and he's tough. The very first time that he got out on the field and he was playing against the Baltimore Ravens, and it did not start out well at all. He had to get the jitters out and the butterflies out. But on that final drive, he took them down there. He hit Harold Fannin on a really nice pass over the middle. And then he put the ball in the hands of Dave Larvidae. And he put the ball right in his hands, and it got broken up. But had that been caught, they're winning that football game. So no matter what happened before, he did exactly what he needed to do to win the game in his very first time out, never having had a snap with the first team before. Same thing happened against the Tennessee Titans. When push came to shove on that final drive, he takes them right down there, and he has an opportunity to tie that football game, but they took him off the field for that 2-point play in the end, and it kind of got screwed up. It just did not go well, and you had your hot-handed quarterback off the field on that play. And then you go down to Cincinnati in the season finale, and the chips are down, and the game is on the line, and he took them down and put the game-winning field goal on the board. He went down there, and he...
Yeah, I'm not going to keep... I played that once before. Hey, Black Pearl... Real talk, 10 toes down. We got to keep a buck. We did not hear Mary Kay saying any of this while Kevin Stefanski was the coach for the Cleveland Browns. It was totally the opposite. That he didn't know the playbook, how Dylan Gabriel was so much better than him, how he was a reason why he's not, getting first team reps. But now that Kevin Stefanski's gone, I told you, I think ownership of the Cleveland Browns done told Mary Kay and Tony Grossi, change the script now. We got history here, y'all. She's a flip-flopper, depending on which way the wind is blowing, y'all. Depending on which way the wind is blowing. Shedeur Sanders, his father was a bad man. I came across this clip. I want to show this to y'all. I went over the time I wanted to go. I want to thank y'all supporting me, Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Those of you who may not have tapped in and hit that like button, do me a favor, be a blessing to the channel. Hit that like button. Your comments are always welcome, good, bad, and indifferent. Appreciate you. I love the engagement. I want the engagement. But let's see Father Prime here, y'all. He was a bad man.
I'd be proud if Jerry wasn't Jerry.
We had battles, man.
There's Deion Sanders against Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice can fly, Sanders can zoom.
That's what everyone was looking for. This is what you want to see.
If you ain't know this by time, you found out. If you ain't know this by time, touchdown. We in a new world, you can't stop. What's the destiny? It's all praise to the Most High. And it's all praise to the Most High.
Everybody.
Deion Sanders right with it. There's no one with better catch-up speed in all of football than number 21.
Let them know you ready.
Interception, Sanders running with Rice. Coming up, the better man on this play. 3:58 to go. Young comes right back out for more. And he's going deep for Rice.
What a catch!
Over Deion Sanders.
Let them know you repping for
Deion Sanders,
I say again, throw your wrist up at the every score.
Bad man.
Let them know you repping for
In my lifetime. Let me leave y'all with this. Shedeur Sanders, what he said. He said, the greatest lesson I've learned through it all is not to worry about, is not to worry, but to lean on and trust God in every situation. Even when I don't know what to do, I've learned that God will always guide me.
Going deep, no friends in the end zone. They know what a risk going, know we on 10 toes. Keep on making 10 fold, keep on 10 fold. Show you what a 10 fold, you know what it is. You know how we get, bro. We don't play about this. Don't play with his children, don't play with his anointing. If you ain't know, then it's about time that you found out. If you ain't know, then it's about time that you found out. Throw it up, touchdown. We in a new era, and you can't stop what's predestined. And it's all praise to the Most High. And it's all praise to the Most High.
Growing up, I've had access to a lot.
Let them know you repping for Shedeur.
Maybe without my understanding by my worldview, but I realized that corporate mistakes can't be lost. Have to be built. Success becomes while they are waiting for our time. God states
let them know you rapping for Shedeur. I say again, throw your
is
wrist up at the every score. Let them know you
rapping for
Shedeur.
throw your wrist up. Put together, be a blessing to someone else. God is good all the time. Fight or perfect.
Going deep, no friends in the end zone. They know when the risk go. Make it 10 folks. Keep on making 10 folks. Keep on going 10 folks. Show you what it's in for. You know what it is, bro. You know how we get, bro. We don't play about this. Don't play with his children. Don't play with his anointing. If you ain't know, then it's about time that you found out. If you ain't know, then it's about time that you found out. Throw it up, touchdown.
Yeah, we're about to close this out. Listen to the outro.
What's predestined, and it's all praise to the Most High. And it's all praise to the Most High. Throw your wrist up at the every score. Let them know you rapping for Shedeur.
Just to be sitting in this room. God literally takes the least likely and uses him to spread his word. You guys are such an inspiration to me because I battle daily. I'm like, God, are you sure? Like, God, but in his word, God says we are his masterpieces. He said, I have created you in my image. This year, more than any year of my life, man, I tell you, I have grown to know Jesus Christ for who he is, not for what the world says he is, not for what the church says he is, but for what his word says he is. And, you know, all the accolades are fine, the all pros, the Pro Bowls are fine, but I felt so overwhelmed with joy this year because it said, God, let our light shine so bright before others that when others see us, Lord, they glorify your name. And to see how I've impacted, how I've been an inspiration for the kingdom, that's what I'm most proud about. God has truly been at work. What God's been doing back then, he's still doing now. How God is still changing lives back then, he's changing lives now. And to walk in here and to see all the lives that he's changed, all the people that he's touched, it's just been so beautiful to see. So I'm just so humbled, man, as a 24-year-old, to be sitting on the stage and to be in this room with a bunch of men who gave their lives to Christ. It gives me so much hope and so much inspiration to know that God is still working. So I appreciate y'all, man.